history. What is up, guys? Welcome on back into the channel. I'm Brandon Satterwhite, and today we're going to be doing the Atlanta Braves rebuild. Now, I know that the Braves have one of the most talented rosters in all of baseball, but they just haven't really had the postseason success. You know, they won in 21, which was, a phenomenal run and a great World Series championship, but they haven't really done much since, especially when you consider the amount of talent that is on this roster. And last year, missing the playoffs, they've just been riddled with injuries. Like, even just over the last couple of days, they announced Schwellenbach, Smith-Shawver, I think Hurston Waldrep, like, they're all going to miss, like, significant time this year. It's crazy how plagued Atlanta has been by the injury bug the last few years, man. It is insane. And so today we are going to be rebuilding them and trying to get them back on track. I do like kind of doing, the better teams, here right before the new MLB The Show game comes out. I do see all of y'all's comments requesting teams like the Pirates and the Rockies and the Red Sox and all that. And trust me, I'm going to do those, especially. I'm kind of saving those for when MLB The Show 26 comes out, because I kind of like doing these better teams here near the end, because a lot of times you don't really think about doing the really good teams or the teams that are just kind of on the cusp in franchise mode. You always go for the worst team and try to build them up because that's a ton of fun. But I also like this, just trying to get over the hump. I think these are kind of fun too, and it seems like you guys have been enjoying them. Thank you again so much for the support on the last few videos. We just hit 500 subs here on the channel, which is insane. I will be doing a 500 subscribers celebration stream on the channel soon, so keep your eyes out for that. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, which according to the analytics, like 90% of the people that have watched the video still aren't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, and you'll be here when MLB The Show 26 comes out, because I'm going to keep doing these when the new game comes out, because you guys seem to enjoy them and I enjoy making them. So yeah, let's get into it and check out the Braves. So looking at the team here, of course, we have Chris Sale, who is 35 years old. He's a 94 overall in this roster file. By the way, I'm still using the Monkey Man 23's roster file, so if you search him in the vaults with online ID, the Monkey Man 23, you should be able to find the roster I'm using. But he did really well in 2024 for Atlanta. He won his first Cy Young, which is still kind of surprising how good he's been for so long, and that was his first Cy Young award. But yeah, he's a free agent after this year, so we'll have to figure out what we want to do with him. We'll see how he regresses and how he performs. We do have Spencer Schwellenbach, who I did say was announced, I think earlier today actually, that he's going to miss significant time. Him and Hurston Waldrep will. I think they want him back. They said there's a chance they could be back by the end of the year, which means like probably around September, which means probably another lost season for this guy, which really sucks because it would be awesome to see him pitch a full season. We don't have injuries on, or at least like not importing injuries, so there's really nothing I can do to like make him be injured for this season. So he's going to be pitching, and hopefully he develops. He's at an 88 overall, so hopefully he does well. We also have Hurston Waldrep, like we were talking about, 23 years old at an 80 overall. We have Grant Holmes here at 28 years old, 79 overall. Reynaldo Lopez. We also have Spencer Strider, who was so good in 22 and 23, man. So good in 2023. It looked like he was going to be a perennial Cy Young contender, and then just has been injured as all get out ever since. Missed all of 2024, missed a good chunk of 2025 trying to come back, and then last year, even when he did come back, he wasn't great. He was still kind of knocking off the rust. Hopefully he gets back to form in this simulation for us. I'm going to start off with AJ Smith-Shawver and Bryce Elder down in the minors, let them develop a little bit more. Also, we just have so many pitchers on this roster that it's insane. We've got Robert Suarez, Joe Jimenez, we've got Aaron Bummer, Ian Hamilton, we have Raisel Iglesias at 35 years old as our closer. And then at catcher, of course, we have the NL Rookie of the Year from last year, Drake Baldwin, 23 years old, who has really good stats here. Really looking forward to seeing how he's able to do. Sean Murphy is kind of here, as sort of a backup DH option, making $12 million a year. We'll probably look to trade him at some point, I feel, just because, with how good Drake Baldwin was last year, I think Murphy is no longer really needed here. We still have Matt Olson, who still continues to, just kind of do his thing. Played all 162 games his first 3 years here. Played all 162 in 2025. I think he put up like 6 WAR last year. He was by far the best player on the Braves last year. You know, the question is just, you know, can he get back to 2023 where he hit 54 home runs, or if he's just going to kind of stick around, you know, 30 to 35 home runs for the rest of his career now that he is 30 years old. Only getting paid 21 mil, which, I mean, with some of the contracts we're seeing get handed out nowadays is not a lot of money. We do have Ozzie Albies at second base. I'm probably going to look to move him at some point. You know, the contract is cheap, but only 2 years left. It's nice to have the switch hitter, but I'd like to see if we can upgrade at that position. Austin Riley's here. He's only an 82 overall in this roster file. I think when the actual MLB The Show 26 comes out, he's going to be rated a lot higher than that, just because he has been so good for so long. I mean, from 21, 22, and 23, he was really good. 24 and 25 are kind of down years, but I think he'll get back to it. And like I said, for making 21 mil for how good he has been is actually not that much money. We also have Nacho Alvarez here at 21 years old. Hopefully he continues to develop and we can move him to maybe short or second, depending on what our needs are. At shortstop, you got Ha-Seong Kim on a 1-year, 20 mil deal. You know, it's like, And then you also have Mauricio Dubon as like a utility guy, can play literally any position. So he's probably going to stick around as our utility guy. But Kim will most likely either get traded or we'll just let him walk in free agency. Profar's here. He actually did pretty well after he came back from the PED suspension last year. He's a 78 overall here, switch hitter. You know, he's on the 2-year, 14 mil a year deal. We'll probably keep him around. Left field is definitely a spot we can upgrade at, so we'll definitely be on the lookout for that. Michael Harris II will be our center fielder. I don't plan on moving away from him anytime soon, especially since he's only making 9 mil a year throughout this entire rebuild. And then, of course, you have Ronald Acuna Jr., who we are building around. He only has 3 years left on this really cheap deal where he's making 15 mil a year, so we're going to need to capitalize on that, because once that deal runs out, we are going to have to extend him, and he's going to want, you know, 30, 40 mil a year. Lineup going into season 1, we're going to have Michael Harris II in center leading off. Ronald Acuna Jr. bats second. Matt Olson at first bats third. Austin Riley at third cleans up. Drake Baldwin behind the plate bats fifth. Jerickson Profar out and left bats sixth. Ozzie Albies at second bats seventh. Against righties, Mike Yastrzemski is going to be our DH batting eighth. And then Ha-Seong Kim plays short batting ninth. The only difference is against lefties, we're going to have Sean Murphy come in to be the DH. He has really high power against lefties. If Yaz doesn't do well throughout the first couple of months, we'll probably go ahead and put Murphy as the full-time DH. But I'm going to give Yaz a bit of a run at DH, at least for a little bit, just to see, because he does have good splits against righties. Rotation for the year, we're going to have Chris Sale as the ace, and then Schwellenbach, number 2, and then Strider, Waldrop, and Reynaldo Lopez. Holmes is going to start off in the bullpen, and then we've got Suarez as a setup guy. Iglesias is the closer. We'll see how that does throughout the first couple of months here. But yeah, so that's how the team is set up. Let's start simulating and see how we do here in Season 1. All right, so we are at the All-Star break here in Year 1. Let's hop into the All-Star game and see if anyone on our team made it this year. And it looks like Raisel Iglesias has made the All-Star team with 33 saves already this season and a 2.12 ERA. But it looks like that's our only pitcher so far. And did anyone else make it? I'm not seeing anyone. We didn't have any hitters make the All-Star team. Interesting. But at the midway point of the season, we are 57-40. We're 2.5 up in the division. Overall, the lineup's looking really good. Like, we're playing amazing baseball. The only guy that's kind of struggling is Michael Harris II, OPS below 600. But everyone else, I mean, doing really good. Ha-Seong Kim has hit 14 homers, has a 805 OPS, and has put up 2.3 WAR. What is going on here? Mike Yastrzemski has 12 homers. Sean Murphy has 8. Like, what is going on with this team? Also, the rotation's doing pretty good. Schwellenbach's growing pains, but everyone else looking really, really good. So I'm happy with how the team's performing. So Chris Sale, though he is playing very well this year, 145 strikeouts, 120 innings, 3.38 ERA, 3.1 WAR. He's 35. He's gone from a 94 to an 89, so he's just going to keep progressing. And I kind of want to move him while we can. There are some crazy trade offers out here for him. The White Sox want to give me Colson Montgomery for him, as well as this right fielder who's really good, and Lennon Sosa. The Guardians will straight up give me J-Ram for him, which would be insane. Like, they're offering me a lot of really good, like Joe Ryan I could get along with Walker Jenkins. Jordan Alvarez, I could get him from the Astros, even though he's not having a great year, along with with a pitcher and a center fielder. I mean, there are some really good offers out here. The A's would give me Brent Rooker along with 2 really good prospects. The Marlins would give me Kyle Stowers, who has 22 home runs already this year and he's one-dotting it this year, and a center field 23 years old who has a 754 OPS and has really good contact numbers, and a starting pitching prospect who looks like he could develop to be really good. I kind of don't want to do that because that's in the division. Same thing with the Mets one, so I kind of want to stay out of trading within the division. The Cubs would give me Shota or Seiya for him, so I do think we're probably going to try and move Chris Sale. I could get Bubba Chandler and Tamar Johnson from the Pirates. The Diamondbacks would give me Brandon Pfaadt, who is pitching phenomenally as well this year. Has a 2.49 ERA through 20 start, and Geraldo Perdomo, which would solve our shortstop issues. He only has a 689 OPS this year. Hitting stats aren't incredible for him in the game, though, in this roster file. Get Roki Sasaki and Andy Pages. I wonder if I do just MLB ready guys, and I don't take prospects if I can get like some better guys. I really like this White Sox one. You send him back to where his career started so he can end it there, and then also get the 2 positions that we are desperately needing in shortstop and second base solved for the rest of this rebuild. The White Sox are intriguing, man. Oh my gosh. So on top of J-Ram, the Guardians would also give me Cade Smith, who's an incredible closer. That one seems a bit unrealistic. That seems a bit much for a very much aging Chris Sale. The Royals would give me Chris Bubich, as well as Jack Caglione, who's one of my favorite prospects. He already has 17 homers this year. Right fielder, can also play first. He's not a great fielder. He'd have to be a DH, basically, for me. But he's got a potential. He's going to be so good. He's going to hit so many homers. And we'd have a 27-year-old ace who we could re-sign and who would be just as good as Chris Sale. And then we also have Darian Blanco as like a pinch runner in depth. Ooh, that one's fun, man. Ooh, this is rough. This is rough, man. I'm going to do this Royals trade. I'm going to do the Royals trade. I'm going to get Chris Bubich. I'm going to get Jack Caglione. And I'm going to get Darian Blanco for Chris Sale. I know it's a bit unrealistic. I know it's a bit of a crazy trade. But hey, they're supposed to fix trade logic in MLB The Show 26, so I got to have fun with it while I can, you know? Don't look at the ceiling. All right, don't look at me like that, man. What a trade. What a fleece, as the kids say. A fleece to get Chris Bubich and Jack Caglione, who... See, that's the thing. Mike Yastrzemski has been really, really good this year. Do I trade him and see if he has any value? Or do I move... Acuna can't play any other outfield position. None of my guys can. Jack Caglione has to be our DH. So I'm going to try and trade Mike Yastrzemski, see if I can get anything for him. He's had a really good year. Someone's going to want him. Someone's going to want him. And I get off of his $9.5 million salary for next year as well. Ooh, I could get Eric Fetty. Oh, he's not doing well. Okay, that's why they offered me. Ooh, could get David Fry as a left fielder and backup catcher. He's actually pretty good. I like him a lot. I did a Guardians franchise years ago, and he was really, really good in that. I could get Jose Siri, Yoan Moncada. At this point, it's just depth at this point, really. Like, Mark Leiter's not doing good. Jacob Eunice, 32 years old, free agent after this year, but has a 2.25 ERA through 52 innings. Wouldn't be bad depth for the bullpen. And you have Nick Prado. Ooh, AJ Minter, lefty. He's been down in the minors. Throw him in the bullpen, see how he does. He's a free agent after this year. Ooh, Hunter Harvey's probably the move, actually. Free agent after this year, but through 46 innings has a 1.54 ERA, 78 overall. I'm taking that. That frees up the spot in the lineup for Jack Caglione. He's going to move up and bat 6th. Actually, we'll put him ahead of Baldwin because Baldwin's having a bit of a rough year. And then Michael Harris is batting all the way down here, which kind of sucks, but he's not playing well. But we have Jack Caglione, so our DH position is set, and he's going to continue to get better and better and better. And yeah, we have Darian Blanco now as an extra outfield guy, so I can get rid of Starling Marte, who I signed as a free agent when Eli White got hurt. I'm going to send Marte back down to the minors, or actually probably DFA him, and that will do it. That's the team for the rest of the season, and we're going to see how we do. We got 2.5 game lead over the Phillies. We just traded our ace for another ace plus a DH, and also an ace that we can extend most likely here pretty soon, and who's just going to continue to get better and better as opposed to getting worse and worse. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. Yeah, let's keep simulating and see how we do to finish off season 2 here. And for the second time in one of my videos, Paul Skeens has been traded in year 1. All right. You can look at me again. All right. See, I'm not the only one doing this crap. All right. They do it too. Paul Skeens gets traded for an 18-year-old pitcher with C potential, another 18-year-old pitcher with A potential, and a 21-year-old 61 overall guy with C potential. I could have traded for this, but I didn't. I traded for Bubic and Caglione. All right. I could be worse. The deadline. Anyone I want on the block? Nope. Bryce Miller has a ERA near 6. Good grief. He does awful in simulation. Here's our draft for year 1. We got a really good position player for once. 75 overall at 18 years old with 86 potential. Can also play first or second. Our starting second baseman, I think we have found. With those hitting stats, yeah, I think we found him. 18-year-old starter with 94 potential. He's 60 overall. And then a bunch of guys with like B potential or C potential. Honestly, not awful. Don't hate it. Also, Chris Bubic, we're going to give you 8 years to 30, 28.8 mil a year. We have an ace for the rest of this. Schrellenbach, not awful, honestly, for 4 years, 13 mil, not bad. I'll do that deal. Ha-Seong Kim, it's an 802 OPS. I don't think he recreates this next year. He wants 16.5 mil a year. I don't want to give him that. I want someone that I think is actually going to, be good. Raisel Iglesias is regressing. He has 39 saves, though. For 7 mil, I kind of want to give it to him, at least give him 1 year, like 7.5 mil. He doesn't want that. Okay. That's enough for extensions. Let's simulate the rest of season 1, see how we do. So at the end of season 1, we won 93 games, and the NL East will be taking on our division rival, the Mets, in the NLDS. Let's go take a look and see how everyone did. So we're going to be the 3 seed. Okay, so it's weird. It said we were taking on the Mets in the divisional series. I guess that means the wild card series. I guess that's a bug in the game I haven't noticed before, weirdly. Jurickson Profar in left, 140 games, 24 doubles, 19 homers, 246 on base, 763 OPS, 2.3 WAR on the year. Very good year. He did become the leadoff guy once we saw that Michael Harris was struggling a good bit. Ronald Acuna Jr. played a full season, man. 137 games, 42 doubles, 26 homers, 12 stolen bases, a 957 OPS, and on base near 400. Put up 3.4 WAR this year. Really, really good season for him. Matt Olson continues to do what he does, man. 161 games, 23 doubles, 30 homers, 88 RBIs, 802 OPS. That's kind of what you expect from Matt Olson. 3.5 WAR every year. He's going to do what he's going to do. Austin Riley, 143 games, 21 doubles, 19 homers, 745 OPS, 2 WAR on the year. Our new DH, Jack Caglione, in his first season, 125 games, 23 doubles, 23 homers, a 783 OPS, and 2.1 WAR on the year. Drake Baldwin turned it around in the second half, man. 135 games, 25 doubles, 23 homers, a 726 OPS, 2.8 WAR behind the dish. Love to see it. Ozzy Albies, if this is his last year with us, man, it was a good one. 146 games, 33 doubles, 16 homers, 748 OPS, put up 2.4 WAR over there at second. Michael Harris II did struggle a lot this year, man. 143 games, 26 doubles, only 16 homers, 101 strikeouts, a 641 OPS, man. 1.6 WAR on the year. He is continuing to progress, though, which is nice. His potential has gone up as well, so hopefully next year he's able to right the ship. Man, what a weird season for Ha-Seong Kim, making 20 mil as the shortstop for us. 139 games, 20 doubles, 18 homers, 62 RBIs, a 772 OPS, and 3.0 WAR on the year. Mauricio Dubon got into 75 games as a utility guy, had a 681 OPS. Blanco had 14 stolen bases in 76 games on the year. Sean Murphy got into 76 games, hit 15 homers on a 735 OPS. Rotation-wise, Chris Bubic was phenomenal. 18 wins, 197 innings, 186 strikeouts, 3.19 ERA, and 3.1 WAR on the year. He was an all-star this year. Spencer Schwellenbach started off a bit rough, but he righted the ship very well, up to a 90 overall at 24 years old. A lot of losses, but 193 innings, 166 strikeouts, a 3.68 ERA, and 2.5 WAR is nice to see. Spencer Strider's kind of finding his way back to where he used to be. 172 innings, 168 strikeouts, 3.66 ERA, and 2.8 WAR on the season. Erston Waldrop, man, for a 23-year-old, 18-9 record, 174 innings, 146 strikeouts, a 3.05 ERA, and 1.2 WAR, man. Not bad at all. Reynaldo Lopez was sort of the weak link, but he ate up innings, man, and struck out a lot of guys. 181 strikeouts, The ERA is a bit high, but 3 WAR on the year, I'm actually not mad at that. Smith-Shawver came in with the September call-ups and got into 1 game. Hunter Harvey was really good after we traded for him. He is a free agent after this year. I'm probably going to look to bring him back. But yeah, the bullpen looked really, really good this year. Robert Suarez, 76 innings, 60 strikeouts, a 3.29 ERA. Raisel Iglesias, man, 53 saves at 35 years old, a 1.94 ERA. Reliever of the year, man. Oh, we're going to have to bring him back. I don't care that he's regressing. We got to bring him back. League leaders, Raisel Iglesias led the league in saves. Bregman wins the batting title in the NL. Who led in homers? I'm guessing it's Ohtani? No, Eugenio Suarez back with the Reds. I forgot he signed back with the Reds. He hit 49 bombs. Seiya Suzuki has 40. Marcell Ozuna with the Pirates, another signing I forgot about, with 39. Stanton got traded to the Mariners. I saw him on the trade block. He hit 40 to lead the AL. Junior Caminero hits 39. Good grief. Awards on the year. Iglesias gets Delivery Man of the Year, and that is it. Eugenio Suarez wins NL MVP at an 88 overall, man. Hey, I'm not hating, man. I love it. I would love to see that happen. I would love it. Let's go ahead and hop into these playoffs. 3-game set, all at home here against the Mets. We've got Chris Bubich on the mound against Freddie Peralta here at home. We win that one 5-4. Now we've got Spencer Strellenbach at home against Kodai Senga. We lose 5-8, so rubber match here. Spencer Strider against David Peterson at home, and we lose to the Mets in the wild card round. And the story continues, just not being able to get it done in the postseason here for the Braves as the Dodgers go on to beat the Red Sox in the 2025 World Series. Let's go ahead and move on to the offseason here as Aroldis Chapman retires at age 38 after getting 43 saves. What a bounce back Chapman has had with the Red Sox, man. That is crazy how he's kind of revived his career this year. Finishes with 378 career saves. Verlander retires with 266 career wins and 3,500 strikeouts, an MVP, 3 Cy Young awards, and yet he doesn't go into the Hall of Fame. I wish one. There's one feature I would love to see MLB The Show implement, and I guarantee you I'm the only person in the freaking world that wants them to do this. In Out of the Park Baseball, you every year at the end of the year, you get to submit a ballot for the Hall of Fame. You get to like vote for who gets to go into the Hall of Fame. I would love that in MLB The Show. I'm probably the only person that wants that, but man, would it be so much fun getting to fill out the ballot every year. I think that would be so much fun. All right, free agent negotiations, man. Ha-Seong Kim, do I throw him the qualifying offer? Because he wants $15 million a year. I will offer you like 2 years, 22 mil, and I'll tender the qualifying offer for you. So if he wants to come back for 23 mil for a single year, he can, or he can go somewhere else. Joey Jimenez, a phenomenal man, phenomenal. I'm gonna give you 4 years, 35 mil, and I'm not going to tender the qualifying offer for him. Raisel Iglesias, I'll give you 1 year, 9 mil to come back and be our closer again. Hunter Harvey, I want you back long term. 5 years, 32, we'll give you that. Martin Perez, I want him back just to be in the minors. I'm not going to pay him 9 mil to sit in the minor leagues. Dubon, I want you back as my utility guy. I can get you for like 2 years, 16. That'd be nice. Aaron Bummer, 32, was pretty good in 40-something innings. If I can get you back for like 4 mil a year, I'll do that. The rest of these guys I'm going to let walk. The staff is all good. I'm going to fire my pitching coach and get a better one. Oh, and Jarren Duran gets traded from the Red Sox to the Giants, just like Devers did, I guess. He hit 32 doubles, 19 homers, had a 763 OPS, gets traded for a couple of nobody prospects there. Speaking of things I would like to see added into MLB The Show, in this tender contracts screen, 2 things. One, I would love a button where I can just renew everyone's contract who is renewable at once. Second, I would like the screen that's popping up to not be bright white. I thought we learned this lesson from MLB The Show 24, but I feel like I'm back in my Call of Duty Black Ops 2 days on the PS3 getting flashbanged every 5 seconds. Okay, so before free agency gets started, I'm going to make a trade here. I'm going to trade Sean Murphy and Ozzy Albies, 2 guys who just aren't really like a part of the future here. to the Royals, who could use both of them, for Michael Garcia. He played 154 games last year, 49 doubles, 21 homers, had an 830 OPS and 5.7 WAR, was an all-star. He's making $11.5 million for the next several years. We're going to move him to shortstop. His fielding is incredible. The hitting has started to come around. Incredible player. I'm so happy with how he's developed in real life, man. We're going to do that, and we're going to make him our shortstop moving forward. So that solves that issue. And you're saying, well, now we have a hole at second base. Give me just a second. I have plans for this. So first off, by the way, we did just draft an 18-year-old who's a 75 overall and has really good hitting stats, decent fielding. We could move him to second base. Actually, I'm going to move him to second base. It can be a second baseman. And we're going to see what his overall looks like there. Sorry, the L1 button on my controller is broken. All of my controllers decided to break right before MLB The Show 26 comes out. He's a 75 overall. So he could very well be our starting second baseman. Or, let me show you who I'm looking at in free agency here. We've got Tarek Skubal. I've never been able to sign Skubal in free agency, so, you know, we're always taking a shot here trying to see. And then I've got Jazz Chisholm and Nico Horner here, both of whom had really good years last year. Jazz put up 30 doubles, 30 homers, 765 OPS, 2.8 WAR last year, Silver Slugger. Nico Horner put up 42 doubles, 727 OPS, 3.8 WAR. Both of them are incredible. We'll see if we can get either of them. But man, two big trades. I think this is a much fairer trade because Murphy and Albies are both very good starting caliber players for a guy who seems to have broken out. So Skubal has no interest in coming here, so we're going to remove him. Jazz is very interested in coming here. So I'm going to give him, at 28, I'll give you 7 years, 25 mil to come here and be my second baseman. And I'm actually going to take Horner off the board, and we'll see what happens here. Ha-Seong Kim, by the way, declines the qualifying offer and will remain a free agent. Makes sense. You just saw me trade for Michael Garcia. You're like, hey, I'm going to go where I can actually play. Contract decision incoming here for Jazz Chisholm Jr. Did we get Jazz to come to Atlanta to replace Ozzy Albies? No, we did not. He's not quite there yet. He's going back to New York. Goes back for less years and less money to stay with the Yankees. I hope that happens in real life. And Nico goes to the Dodgers. Why do the Dodgers get everybody? 6 years, 20 mil a year. So both of my second base options are gone. We might be starting the 18-year-old. I have $87 million to spend here. Where do I put it? So I have Chris Bubich, I have Schwellenbach, I have Strider, and I have Waldrop. Do I go get a fifth starter to replace Reynaldo Lopez and make this starting rotation just insanely good? Or do I go get someone to replace Profar? A 763 OPS. He's actually went up in terms of ratings this year, but that's like that or center field. I'm not going to replace Michael Harris. Michael Harris is our center fielder. Do we start the 18-year-old? I also could add a couple of relievers, I think. Interesting. Or do we go back to the well and just get Gavin Lux for the third time in 4 videos because he just turns into Mr. Doubles, Mr. High on base, high OPS, great fielding? Or we could go with Luis Arias, who hit 275 this last year, but who isn't a very good fielder. I'm going with the cheat code. I'm going with Gavin Lux. And then I'm also going to look at some outfielders. And we do end up getting Gavin Lux to come be our second baseman for the time being until the 18-year-old develops. I don't want to throw an 18-year-old, directly into the fire. He's going to start off at AA, go through the minors a little bit, And a contract decision is incoming for AJ Puck. I had to throw a now or never offer at him. I don't think we're going to end up getting him. Oh, we got him. Okay, we needed a lefty in the bullpen. We were very righty dominant in the bullpen, even though the bullpen was really good last year. So those are 2 really good signings, as Ezekiel Tovar gets traded out of Colorado after an OPS under 600 for Jose Correa. This was a guy I was looking at drafting. He just got drafted in the first round. He was someone I was looking at. We have another contract decision incoming here. We had a ton of money to spend, so I'm trying to throw one more offer at one more free agent. We don't get this guy, which I'm kind of all right with. I'm hesitant to give Trevor Rogers a huge contract. As Freddie Peralta goes back to the Mets on a big time deal. I'm hesitant to give him a big deal. 24 mil isn't bad, but he was really good in 2025 with Baltimore. 2.91 ERA, 2. 4.1 WAR. See, but he had a 4.35 FIP as opposed to a 2.91 ERA. I feel like he got lucky. He's an 87 overall, but I don't know. I kind of want to go with someone else. Go with someone that I feel a little bit more comfortable with, like maybe a Brandon Woodruff, but he's 33, so he might start regressing soon. Jesus Luzardo had a 4 ERA, but struck out 200 dudes. A pretty high whip. The FIP is low, though. Had 4.9 WAR, but he wants 27 mil a year, and he had a ERA over 4, so do I feel comfortable giving that to him? No. Casey Mize only wants 25 mil a year at 28 years old, had a 3.43 ERA, 3.87 FIP, 3 WAR. We just had him in the Tigers rebuild, and he did pretty good. Let's see what he thinks of coming here. All right, so I threw a contract offer, now or never. I was kind of forced to throw a contract at someone. Casey Mize did not want to come here whatsoever, and I'm kind of glad we didn't get this guy. Jesus Luzardo is going to go to the Marlins. Don't like that he's going in the division for less money and less years than what I offered. But I mean, who's left as like the big guys? Like there's Scooble, and like, yeah, I have the money to sign him if he ever decides he wants to come here. So maybe I just leave him there for a bit. And yeah, I can offer you a 8-year, 47.5 mil a year. Now, I don't think he's going to take this, but maybe he does. Maybe Scooble wants to come to Atlanta and try to, become one of the greats. No, he doesn't. He wants to go to the Dodgers. He's going to the Dodgers. He went back to Detroit. That's nice. 8 years, 38. I offered him way more money, but that's nice. That's nice. Going back to the Dodgers, or going back to the Tigers. That's nice. But what do I do with that other slot as starter? Mize doesn't want to come here. Woodruff, check. Let's look at the depth chart. All right. I mean, do I not feel good about this? Also, Smith-Shawver kind of needs to be starting this year. So I think we're good. We're done. We're moving on. We're going to save that money. We're going to move on to next year. On to season 2 we go. Oh man, if I could have gotten Casey Mize for this deal, I would have. 5 years, 17 mil a year. Why was it backloaded? I can't backload contracts, but the CPU can? I would have signed him to that deal 10 times out of 10, man. All right, lineup for season 2. It's going to be the same against lefties and righties. We're going to have Michael Garcia at short leading off because he had a 350 on base last year. He also can steal bags like crazy. He had 34 last year. Acuna will bat right behind him. Then Olsen, Riley, Baldwin, Jack Caglione is our DH. Profar in left, Gavin Lux at second. Michael Harris the second in center until he can prove that he's better than the 641 OPS he had last year. If he continues to hit like that, he's going to stay down. If he hits better, he'll move up, obviously. I feel really, really good about this team, especially the top half of the lineup. I think Jack's going to continue to just develop and get better and better. We'll see how Profar does. If we need to move him and get a better left fielder, we can. I hope Lux continues to do what he usually does in simulation, and hopefully Harris gets back to form this year. Rotation-wise, we're going to have it the same as last year. Bubich, Swellenbach, Strider, Waldrip, and Lopez. Grant Holmes out of the pen. We do have AJ Smith-Shawver. I'm going to have him in the pen this year and try to give him like some big league reps. Hope he develops a little bit more. Hopefully that doesn't hurt him too much coming out of the pen. Sometimes when you put starters in the pen, they don't do very well. Robert Suarez will be our closer. I did not re-sign Raisel Iglesias, sadly. Suarez is already starting to regress, so hopefully we don't take too big of a hit on the pitching this year. But let's go ahead and start Season 8 and see how we do here in Season 2. All right, we're at the midway point of Season 2. Let's go take a look at the all-star rosters and see if any of our guys made it this year. So Robert Suarez is doing great in the closer role for us. Even though he's down to a 75, he still has 25 saves on a 2.68 ERA so far this year, and he was an all-star. Any of our other guys, Nico Horner, who went to the Dodgers, is an all-star because he has 30 doubles, 10 triples, 9 homers, and an 829 OPS because, of course, he does for them. Half of this freaking team is just Dodgers, and it doesn't look like any of our hitters made the all-star team again this year, which is a bit odd. As you can see, we are 9.5 back of the Phillies in the NL East. Like, we're doing good. It's just the Phillies are just doing incredibly good. We do hold the top wild card spot by 2.5 games over the Marlins. So we're doing really good this year. Team's doing really well. I like how they're performing overall. Lineup looks really, really good. Only guys, again, Michael Harris, just, 680 OPS. He's doing all right out in center, but I don't know, man. he's just not hitting very well. It's disappointing. Rotation, the pitching is what's killed us this year. Chris Bubich has been freaking abysmal this year. 109 innings, 85 strikeouts, a 4.77 ERA. What the heck, man? This guy has been killing it every year in simulation the last few rebuilds. I signed him to a big fat extension, and he starts regressing at age 28 and has a 5.01 FIP. What is going on? Schwellenbach's look good. Strider, not great. He gets a lot of strikeouts, but the ERA is high. Waldrip's not been good, man. He was so good last year, and he's so bad this year. We threw AJ Smith-Shawver in because Reynaldo Lopez got hurt, so he started a few games here and there. He hasn't looked great. Yeah, the pitching has just been bad for us this year, man. It's been bad. We're probably going to look to pick up a starter here at the deadline. But, I mean, honestly, I don't really see many that are having good seasons. There's Seth Lugo, 74 overall and regressing, of course. We could pick up Jordan Lawler from the Diamondbacks. Yeah, I think we just kind of have to ride with it at this point. You know, the team is what it is, and maybe they can turn it around in the second half pitching-wise. All right, so for the second year where we get a really good player, 98 potential, 65 overall, 18-year-old Roger Rose, the left fielder, has an incredible pop in the bat, has great speed. The fielding's not great, but we'll see how he develops. We got a third baseman that has a 79 potential, has really good contact. We weren't able to sign this starter we took in the second round as well, but we did get this starter that has 95 potential. I'm actually starting to get some decent draft picks here and there. Okay. About deadgum time. Well, am I like 3 weeks or a month before the new game comes out? I figure out how to draft on this one. Let's simulate to the end of the season and see how we do. Okay, so we did really good in the second half. We ended up winning 96 games. We were still a wild card team, so we're going to take on the Reds in the wild card round. But I want you to see in August of this year, we went on a 14-game winning streak and did really, really good. We ended up only 5 games back of the Phillies, who won 101 games. We took the top wildcard spot by 7 games over the Reds. We were really, really good this year, even with some of the struggles. Profar at 33, played 144 games, 22 doubles, 16 homers. I moved him up into the leadoff spot midway through the season because he was doing a lot better midway through the season. I'm probably going to actually take him out of that spot. He was even on WAR, even with good hitting. So I think we're going to move Michael back to that spot going into the playoffs. He did really good, 157 games, 33 doubles, 18 homers, 42 stolen bases, a 746 OPS, and 4.6 WAR on the year. He is regressing. So I'm afraid this is something that happens a lot in MLB The Show. It seems is like once they hit like their potential, whatever their potential rating is set to, once their overall hits that, it's like, okay, now you're going to regress and you're not going to stop until you're out of the league. That's how it feels a lot of times. I don't know if that's actually what happens, but that's how it feels a lot of times, and I feel like that's what's happening here with him. Acuna played 132 games, 27 doubles, 30 homers, 17 stolen bases, and 987 OPS, 6.2 WAR on the year. No awards are in. Actually, no, he won the Hank Aaron Award this year. Very nice. Matt Olson, again, does what Matt Olson does. 162 games, 23 doubles, 29 homers, 104 RBIs, and 811 OPS, 3.5 WAR. You know, it's the same thing every year. All right, Mr. Reliable right there. Austin Riley, where the hell did this come from? I had not been monitoring him at all this year. 142 games, 33 doubles, 40 homers, 117 RBIs, 898 OPS, 3.9 WAR, a silver slugger. Look at this progression at age 28. Plus 10 to contact against lefties, plus 8 and plus 9 in the power regions. What just happened? I did not see this at all. He had been all right throughout like the first half of the season. I did not see that coming at all. Drake Baldwin continues to progress as well. 137 games, 25 doubles, 20 homers, 785 OPS, and 3.2 WAR behind the dish. We already saw Profar. Jack Caglione in his second big league season, 160 games as our DH, 22 doubles, 26 homers, 91 RBIs, 712 OPS, and negative 0.5 WAR. Gavin Lux was a pretty good signing, 144 games, Mr. Doubles, that's what I call him, 35 doubles, 10 homers, 53 RBIs. He had a 765 OPS and a 354 on base, put up 3.4 WAR over there at second. Just continues to do amazing things. Michael Harris, 151 games, 27 doubles, 18 homers, 673 OPS, 1.9 WAR on the year. Yeah, it just hasn't really, shown, that jump at any point this year, which is really disappointing. Hasn't really, kind of gotten back on track. Let's look at our top guy, our top starter, the guy that we traded for last year and was awful this year. Kris Bubic, 28 starts before fracturing his forearm. He went 10-8, 153 innings, 124 strikeouts, a 4.29 ERA, 0.7 WAR on the year. Definitely a down year for him. Hopefully he bounces back next year. Pitching rotation here, Spencer Schwellenbach was phenomenal, 30 starts, only had 13 decisions though, 177 innings, 162 strikeouts, a 3.39 ERA, and 2.2 WAR on the year. Spencer Strider, 33 starts, 14 wins, 182 innings, 205 strikeouts, a 3.89 ERA, 2.8 WAR on the year. A very good season for him. Hurston Waldrep, man, such a regression from last year. He was so good in his first big league season, and he's so bad this year. 175 innings, 143 strikeouts, 4.46 ERA, half WAR, 4.92 FIP. AJ Smith-Shawver started 19 games, threw 120 innings, 119 strikeouts, a 5.82 ERA, 5.34 FIP, negative WAR on the year, not good. Reynaldo Lopez, he was hurt for a good chunk of the year, only started 18 games, 97 innings, 97 strikeouts, 4.55 ERA, and 0.4 WAR on the year. We had some guys that came up near the end of the season, but overall the bullpen was all right, not great, but it was all right by some guys. Jaime Garcia was really good. Grant Holmes was good out of the pen, actually. AJ Puck, phenomenal. 49 games, 64 innings, gave up 7 runs, had a 0.98 ERA, 1.4 WAR out of the pen, and then Robert Suarez put up 43 saves on the year for us with a 2.27 ERA in nearly 80 innings. Gets reliever of the year, so second straight year we have a player win reliever of the year. League leader, Acuna led the league in walks and on base plus slugging. That is it. Who led the homers? Ohtani this year, back at it with 49. Don't see Suarez. Where'd he go? He was MVP last year. Did he regress? I don't know. And then awards this year, delivery man, the reliever of the year goes to Robert Suarez. Acuna gets the Hank Aaron Award. Ohtani gets MVP, followed by Schwarber and Ellie, who actually did pretty good this year. Well, let's turn our attention to Ellie De La Cruz's Cincinnati Reds. We are going on the road for a 3-game set against them. We've got Spencer Schwellenbach against Hunter Green, best of 3 series. We lose that one 2-8. Spencer Strider against Nick Lodolo, we lose. So just like that, we are bounced out of the playoffs for the second year in a row. Yeah, just things aren't going our way in the playoffs, and I don't really know what to do besides just kind of hope that the pitching gets better, Like, do I bring back Reynaldo Lopez at, what's he want, 20 mil? I mean, I'll tender the qualifying offer so that when someone else signs him, we get a draft pick, but I don't think I'm bringing him back, and I'm gonna go get some new coaches. I don't know if the coaches really matter that much, but I'm gonna go get some good ones. All right, contract decision incoming here for one of the free agents I offered here, and see if we got it. We did. All right, so Kris Bubic let us down. I went out and I said, screw it. We're going to have the best rotation. We're going to have the best pitching in this league. And I went out and got Joe Ryan from the Twins at 30 years old. He just went 17-8, had a 3.04 ERA, was an all-star. Yeah. Big time contract offer there. All right, so we're at the start of season 3, and Acuna's deal is up after this year, so I am going to be signing him to 8-year, $300 million extension. It's going to pay him $37.5 million a year. I'm also going to sign Drake Baldwin to a 6-year, $87 million deal. Actually, he may want a little bit more. We'll go up to like 6 years, $90 mil. Pay him he wants more than that. We'll go 4 years, $58 mil. That's $14.5 mil for him a year. Anyone else needing to get re-signed? Dylan Lee does. He's been really, really good for us, so I'm gonna re-sign him to a long-term deal. I think that's it for that right now. I'm gonna trade Grant Holmes to the Twins. I'm gonna get Dennis Santana, who's a really good closer, and we need a closer because we don't have one at the moment. And I also get Ryan Mountcastle back, who hit 25 doubles, 22 homers on a 758 OPS last year, put up 1.5 WAR. Good little bit of offensive depth there, so I'm going to make that trade there. I think we just go into this year with Profar starting in left and then see how he does. If he regresses severely, we'll make a trade. If he plays all right like he did last year, we'll just keep him there. All right, lineup going into season 3. We're going to have Acuna lead off in right. right. Then Matt Olson at first playing second. Austin Riley at third, bats third. Drake Baldwin behind the plate cleans up. Maikel Garcia at short, bats fifth. Jack Caglione is our DH batting sixth. Profar in left bats seventh. Michael Harris the second is in center batting eighth. And then we are going to start the 19-year-old Ramon Montano. He was a first round pick from us in season 1. He's got really good hitting stats, decent fielder. He's going to be our second baseman. He'll bat ninth. I'm really looking forward to see how he does. If he doesn't do well, we can always throw Gavin Lux in there and he'll get us like 25 to 30 doubles a year. So very much looking forward to that. We've got a full bench here. We've got like Ryan Mountcastle, Kyle Gashioka, Darian Blanco. So really hoping that all goes well. Spencer Schwellenbach's going to be our ace this year. Then we've got Chris Bubich, Joe Ryan, Hurston Waldrop, and Spencer Strider. Smith Shawver's going to come out of the pen again this year. And then we are going to have Dennis Santana be our closer. Actually, with how Puck pitched last year, I think he's earned the right to be the closer, at least to start the year. So that's how the team looks going into Season 3. Let's start simulating and see how we do. All right, midway point of Season 3. We're only 1 game back of the Mets, but we're only 3 games above 500. Let's go take a look at the all-star teams and see if anyone made it. Brandon Pfaadt of the Diamondbacks is getting the start. Don't see any of our pitchers here, but I do see Drake Baldwin is here. At 25 years old, he makes his first all-star game, which is pretty nice to see. He has a 903 OPS on the year. Maikel Garcia's here. He's been having a pretty nice season. That is it. So no all-stars for Acuna or anyone like that. Like I said, yeah, we're 1 game back of the Mets and then 3 games back of the Cubs for the wild card. So basically, we're going to have to beat the Mets if we want a playoff spot this year. There's a good chance we miss the playoffs this year. Acuna's playing amazing, like normal. Olson's doing good. Like Riley, I don't know what his deal is, man. He just dropped off. Like he's not playing good anymore all of a sudden. I'm going to swap around the lineup a little bit. Overall, I like where the lineup is, but I don't know, man. It's crazy. Rotation overall is doing pretty good. Actually doing like really good. Hurston Waldrop coming back and looking good. Puck's doing all right as our closer. It's Dennis Santana, man. Playing like ass after we trade for him. Let's simulate the rest of the season and see how we do. Hopefully we can make the playoffs here in year 3. Here's our draft picks. Our top pick only has B potential, but he's already a 71 overall. He can play second, third, and the entire outfield. We got another right fielder, 69 overall already with really good power. He's only 84 potential. Then we got these 2 starters here, both with one with A, one with high B potential. So hopefully they develop well. All right, into Season 3, we did really good in the second half. We ended up winning 93 games this year, winning the division yet again. Let's go take a look and see how everyone did. All right, Acuna had probably his best year of this simulation, 134 games, 41 doubles, 33 homers on the year, a 321 average, 1 dotted it this year with a 1.020 and put up 6.2 WAR. He's now at 41 career WAR and looks like he won the batting title this year and a second straight Hank Aaron award, but no other awards sadly this year for him. Matt Olson, Mr. Consistent, only played 158 games this year. Had 31 doubles, 33 homers, 101 RBIs, and 865 OPS and 5.7 WAR. Now at 42.8 WAR on his career. Got a Gold Glove and a Silver Slugger this year. Maikel Garcia at short played 160 games for us, 39 doubles, 10 triples, 25 homers, 93 RBIs, and 830 OPS, and put up 5.9 WAR and got his second All-Star appearance. Oh my gosh, Drake Baldwin, 134 games, 18 doubles, 38 homers, and 104 RBIs from my catcher, and 886 OPS, 6.7 WAR. He was an all-star for the first time this year. He also wins his first career Silver Slugger. Riley, definitely a drop-off from last year. 145 games, 24 doubles, 26 homers, 728 OPS, and actually negative WAR. He had 11 errors over at third this year. Oof. Even though he technically progressed this year, the contact against lefties went down a lot. I don't know, man. I don't know about Austin Riley, man. Jack Caglione played all 162 games for us as our DH. 18 doubles, 20 homers, 58 RBIs, 669 OPS. It just hasn't progressed and hasn't really taken off the way I had hoped when we made that trade. Profar continued to play well, man. 142 games, 19 doubles, 18 homers, 802 OPS. It's the highest he's had in this simulation with us. 2.1 WAR is really nice to see. Michael Michael Harris finally had a really good year. 152 games, 21 doubles, 26 homers, 78 RBIs, a 7.67 OPS, and 4.2 WAR. Good grief, way to jump back finally. And then Ramon Montano, as a rookie, man, at 19 years old, 142 games at second, 27 doubles, 22 homers, a 263 average, 811 OPS, 3.5 WAR. Looks like, yep, he did win Rookie of the Year. That's nice to see. Eli White got into 70 games this year. Ryan Mountcastle only played 6 games all year, even though he was up the whole year. Gavin Lux got into 60 games, had a 678 OPS. Rotation-wise, Spencer Schwellenbach was really good this year, had a 10-9 record, but went 200 innings, 160 strikeouts, 3.41 ERA, and 2.2 WAR on the year. Also got a Gold Glove this year. Chris Bubich bounced back phenomenally, especially in the second half, compared to what he did in 2026. 198 innings, 154 strikeouts, a 3.09 ERA, and 3.4 WAR. Joe Ryan was a phenomenal signing for us in the offseason. 19 wins, 200 innings, 172 strikeouts, a 2.92 ERA, 2.9 WAR on the year. Spencer Strider continues to dominate. 188 innings, 196 strikeouts, 3.82 ERA, 3.4 WAR. Hurston Waldrep bounces back as well from a rough year last year. 182 innings, 155 strikeouts, 3.45 ERA, 1.5 WAR. Nice to see. Smith Shawver out of the pen this year. Only pitched 16 games as the long reliever, so that's a little bit disappointing to see. Overall, the bullpen did all right. Dennis Santana was awful. AJ Puck ended up having 45 saves on the year with a 3.28 ERA. Look at the league leaders. Acuna led in batting average, slugging, OPS. Like you said, got the batting title. Kyle Schwarber hit 50 homers this year. Good grief. CJ Abrams hit 40. They were trying to trade him early, and he always, it takes a few years, but he usually ends up getting to this point where he's like really, really good later on in the simulations. Awards this year. Acuna gets the Hank Aaron Award. Montano gets Rookie of the Year. Acuna gets a batting title, but Kyle Schwarber ends up taking the NL MVP award from us. So we are going to be the 2 seed in the National League here this year. We get to sit and wait and see who we're going to play in the NLDS. It is going to be Cincinnati, who beat us last year in the wild card round. So hopefully we can get some revenge here and get to the NLCS. Schrellenbach on the mound against Lodolo in Game 1. We win 2-0. Chris Bubich on the mound against Chase Burns in Game 2. We win 7-0. And now Joe Ryan against Hunter Green in Game 3. We win it 11-3. We get revenge and sweep Cincinnati. We're going to be taking on the Dodgers here in the NLCS. Spencer Schwellenbach on the mound here in Game 1 at home in Atlanta, so we have home field advantage in this series. Going up against Shohei Ohtani in Game 1, we win 6-1. Now Chris Bubich up against Yamamoto in Game 2. We lose that one 4-1. Going to Los Angeles for Game 3 here. Joe Ryan against Blake Snell. We win it 3-2. Now Game 4 here. Strider on the mound facing Ohtani. We win it 17-2. Oh my gosh. Maikel Garcia, Profar, Harris, and Montano all had homers. Michael Harris II had 5 RBIs. Acuna and Garcia each had 3. Oh my gosh. Ohtani gives up 7 runs. Abbott comes in and gives up 3. Sheehan comes in and gives up 4, and then Ashcraft comes in and gives up 3. Oh my gosh, 17-2. Wow. And now we've got Schwellenbach on the mound against Tyler Glasnow in Game 5 to go to the World Series. We lose that, so we've got 2 games at home to try and knock off the Dodgers here. So we've got Chris Bubich here back up against Yamamoto in Game 6. We lose that 4-0. So Joe Ryan is going up against Blake Snell in Game 7. We're going to hop in and quick manage here as we try to win Game 7, avoid blowing a 3-1 lead, and get ourselves to the World Series here. Let's see how we go. Joe Ryan's been pretty good throughout these playoffs, but he gives off a solo shot to Mookie Betts in the first inning and one to Kyle Tucker. Oh my gosh, 2-0 just like that. That's not how you want to start things off. Can't give up any more runs here, and we're going to, it looks like. Solo shot there by Austin Riley gets us on the board here in the second. But Acuna strikes out there with the bases loaded. Oof. Oh no, and it looks like Joe Ryan got hurt, so now Hurston Waldrep comes in to pitch. Gives up a triple immediately. Okay, we've got to get something going offensively here, and it's just not happening right now. I'm going to bring in Spencer Strider. try and get me some scoreless innings here in game 7. There we go, 2 on. Come on, can the rookie get me something? Gets me 2 runs there to tie it. A 2-run double by the rookie Montano against Blake Snell. That is what we needed. And a 2-run shot by Matt Olson gives us the lead, baby. Let's go. It's 5-3. We are on top here. And Riley with a 2-run shot. 6 runs come across in the 4th, and that will do it for Blake Snell. His day is over, and we put up 6 runs there. It's 7-3. We lead it here. Can Strider keep the Dodgers off the board here for a few innings? Those are some good scoreless innings here for Strider after Schwellenbach went down. We're going to throw him one more inning here in the 7th. In fact, we may just pitch him until he gives up something. There we go. Another good insurance run thanks to that single from Matt Olson. It's now 8-3. I kind of want Strider to go the distance here because he has pitched phenomenally after coming in for the injured Schwellenbach. And here we go. 3 more outs for Strider. Can he get him? There's 1, 2, 3. Actually, it was Joe Ryan that got hurt. He'll be out a few days. Strained finger. He'll be okay. He'll be back. The Braves have won the NLCS. We'll be taking on the Yankees in the World Series, so a rematch from all those 90s matchups there. And Austin Riley gets player of the game with the 2 home runs. But, man, let's take a look at Spencer Strider, who gets the win. Comes in 6 innings, 1 hit, no earned, 3 walks, 6 Ks. Phenomenal job to shut the door there. Now we move on to face the Yankees in the World Series here, going up against Logan Gilbert, who I went after in free agency. I wanted him to come and be in the rotation. I ended up going with Joe Ryan instead. So now we've got Schwellenbach against Logan Gilbert. We win game 1, 8-6. Now Joe Ryan against Max Fried. We win 5-4. We're up 2-0 as we go to 3 games here in New York. Chris Bubich on the mound against Carlos Rodon. We win it 6-2. We're up 3-0 on the Yankees. 1 game away from a sweep. Spencer Strider against Logan Gilbert. And we do it. We swept the Yankees. 8-6, 5-4, 6-2, 4-1. The Braves are champs. Let's freaking go, man. Acuna gets World Series MVP as well as playoff MVP. He hit 706 in the World Series with 4 home runs, 11 RBIs, and also hit 373 in the playoffs with 7 home runs, 19 RBIs. Profar hit 370. Matt Olson hit 298 with 4 home runs and 8 RBIs. I mean, what a way to end the video there, man. A nail biter of a series against the Dodgers. We almost blow a 3-1 lead. Strider comes in and shuts the door, and then we go and face the Yankees, who, you know, beat the Braves so many times in the 90s in the World Series, and it's Acuna being the hero and getting World Series MVP in his best season of the video. You know, he won the batting title. He was a Silver Slugger this year, was really, really good, had a 1. OPS all season. Oh, phenomenal. I love it. I love it. And we drafted good. We got good players. You know, if I continued to this on for like a 10-year rebuild, you know, we would probably win a few more of these. Let me know if that's something y'all want to see. If y'all want these things to, you know, get a little bit longer, if you kind of like me trying to keep them under an hour, let me know. Also, if you enjoyed the video, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, because like I mentioned, like 90% of the people that watch the videos aren't subscribed yet. We're trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of the year. We're already past 500. And like I said, I will be doing a 500 sub celebration stream here soon, so keep your eyes open for that. Until next time, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.